Morning, it's John, beneficial. Got home yesterday and had a box sitting out in front of the house. I won a reel at auction. Well, oh, you think it's a little crusty? You know what? I'm gonna fish with this reel, and it's gonna be nice. Right now, it's not very nice. So let's take a look at it and see what's going on. The level line is not working on it. Hopefully, y'all can hear me pretty good. I'm trying a different placement of my mic. I'm still playing with that. Let's do this first. Take the handle off. Just like every other ambassador, you have a little B snap ring up under here. Try not to send it into orbit. Go slow. I do have extras. Trust me, I lose the heck out of those little things. And take your 10 millimeter nut off, which it's left hand, so it's going to be opposite. This reel is going to shine like a new piece of money. It's going to work perfectly when I get done with it, because I haven't met an old ambassador that I couldn't fix. Just saying. Never seen one I couldn't fix. All right, it does have a plastic bushing in the handle, on the handle shaft. We may address that. Good quality. Like I said, I'm going to use this reel, so I've got a rod waiting to put it on. I saw it on auction. I was like, yeah, I got to get that. I like that reel. It's got that old look to it. Stiff. I doubt this reel's ever been into. It doesn't look like it's been fished all that much. Take this off. See what we got underneath it. Yeah, okay, so you got the typical shim in there. There might be two. There's only one. Okay. There's a bearing. We'll get to that in just a second. Yeah. Let's keep going. Got the spool. Okay. So let's. Oh gosh, not working. The gear is stripped or something. Yep. This cog gear is stripped because this is locked up. Well, while we're here, some of these screws on these older ambassadors are very fine slot, and you have to get a more like an eyeglass type precision screwdriver to get them out. This thing's really dirty. I took some line off of it. So you see that gear is just, it's got plastic all over. It's basically stripped the inner part of this cog. So I've got these in stock. I hope it's the right size. It should be the right size. Go ahead and click this off of here. Some of these newer ones, you can't get this cog out without pinching two little ears in. That one came right off. Underneath your spool adjuster cap, you have, this one's got two shims, and then you got a bearing. Very carefully, without losing it here, take that little C-clip out, and that bearing push right out to you. So there's the cover. I may have those bearings in stock. Your level line on this one's screwed. I have a feeling it's It's in really bad shape. We'll see what everything looks like here. No, it's not. It's in good shape. It's just gummed up. This is stuck. Okay. That comes off. Here comes out. I'll have to clean all that plastic out of that gear. This comes out. There's your frame. Look at that. It's just stuck in there. Crazy. That'll all get cleaned up. All this is apart now. Over here you got the centrifugal weights. You don't need to mess with those. Just leave them on there. Let's see what's under the cover here. My guess is a whole bunch of gumminess. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now let's take this bearing out here and then we'll check the bearings before we get too much further because I may have to order some. Take that C-clip out. Bearing can push through. That's done. Set it to the side. This is a small bearing, so my typical punch thing's not going to work, right? Because it's too big. So just grab another punch. See how it's got a taper to it? Slide it on there. The bearing's working fine. I don't see any need to replace those bearings. And they're both the exact same size. So, hey, I got this new oil. Lightning oil. Let's see. Here we go. Let's put some lightning oil in it. First reel with the lightning oil. That's from Boca. Lightning lube, I guess they call it. Okay. We'll let those soak in. Let's take a look at the stack. You got a plastic spacer there, which I may have a bearing to replace that with. You got washer. These are more like shims, actually. And then you got your concave. That. All right, I'm gonna pull the whole assembly out together. Be careful here. If you just go ripping, if you just go ripping that out, you're gonna bend those teeth on the anti-reverse gear. So leave that in place. Pull this off. You got a shim underneath there. Make sure you get that out. Now, tight fit, but that anti-reverse dog will come off of there. Slide. Push your thumb, your spool release down. You can slide the pinion out, and that's all you got to do to that. Let's take a look at this whole thing. I think I've got some of these drags in stock. This particular reel. This has not been lubricated since it left the factory. It is the factory lubrication on it. I just scarred that drag up, so it's going to have to be replaced now. I don't have a choice. Even if I don't have one in stock, I'll have to order one. Okay, you got the drag washers on both sides. There you go. That's the reel. I'm going to clean it up. And this is going to be a nice reel, folks. Like I said, I got a rod sitting up there waiting to put this reel on. Let's try out my new calipers here. From Boca. If you're going to replace this plastic bushing with a bearing, it would need to be 13 millimeter outside, 8 millimeter inside, and your thickness is where you run into problems. Almost 5 millimeters, 4.75 millimeters. Most bearings are going to be 4 millimeters. To get a 5 millimeter bearing, you're going to have to order a custom bearing. So it's 4.75, 4.77. I may be able to accommodate that. We'll see. Let's clean it up first. Hey, it's John. I'm back with this old 6001. Okay, couple issues with it. The drag was, I could not find a smooth drag in the big washer size. I did find it in the small washer size. So we're going to do a mixed bag drag. The gear that was stripped, I happen to have an extra one, so we're going to throw this one away. It's stripped all the way around there. Let's build a reel. I believe I got everything good to go on it here. Just making sure I got everything good and lubricated. Well, we always start out with the level line. So let's do that. Your level line, we'll put your line guide here. Got it backwards. It's like this. Wake up, John. Maybe I need to go back to drinking coffee. Quit coffee. It's not a good thing, but it's for health reasons. We put that tube in there, and then this can slide down in there, and then you got your retainer. Comes down in just like that. And that holds it in place. And then your little pawl will go down in there. And I've showed you this 100 times. I show it every time. Put pressure on it, and spin this gear until it falls into place. And then you can put your cap on. I'll put because I will be using this in salt water. I'm going to put just a little bit of grease on that cap. This reel is just a little too beat up to be a shelf rider. It's got a little bit of wear and tear to it. Look how smooth that is now. Remember, it wouldn't even work before. We're going to go a step further. Get some lightning lube. I like the sound of that. I don't know why. It's kind of cool. And a little bit here on the bushings. If I like this stuff, I'm going to order it. This was given to me by Boca. Let's see how about 15. Look good. Hey. Alright. I like that stuff. Nice and smooth. Nothing wrong with smooth. Let's build this side of the reel. It gets one of these bearings, which I've used the lightning lube in. It's a little C-clip. Got to kind of go down in there and work it down in. Don't let it fly out. Put your finger over it. I don't know if you noticed that, but it almost flew out on me there. That's not good. The bearings did not need to be replaced. You can get fancy on these reels and put ceramics in them, whatever. I don't think it's really necessary. Because this reel will be used in salt water, I'm going to give it a little bit of grease. Also keeps that O-ring a little bit lubricated for sealant. And you have 3 We use Lucas for this. I always put a little drop of oil between each one of these, and I alternate them from what they were when it came in. How could that thing flip out like that when you can't hardly get them out of there? That's weird. Okay, now let's try again. Put a little drop of oil between each one of those. They don't have to be lined up. They can just go in there, however, as long as they're in there flat. Okay. That's that. And we'll thread that on there, and we'll adjust this later. Okay. Over here, give this shaft just a little bit of lube. Here, man, that thing is slick as a ribbon. Put that gear on there, and then you got your little bitty E-clip. Take a pair of these needle nose pliers. Keep my finger over it, snap it in place. Those are dirty too. Got dirt on from some. Now, each one of these screw holes get just a little dab of grease. Okay. Before I put this in there, I'll take some old Dad's old tackle oil, which I'm thinking is the same thing as that. Put on there. I don't use grease on these gears; it will slow them down. Just a little dab of oil is perfect. This reel doesn't have a bait clipper, which is a little disappointing. Therefore, it may not get used on the coast. I just noticed that. I'm a little slow sometimes. I sometimes use a multi-purpose my rods and reels I take on the pier with me for king fishing, and sometimes I like to have one I can use for put set bait with for my to catch bait for king fishing, and you want something with a bait clicker on it. This won't work. The trick is to take a 5500 size reel, put a 6500 size palm plate on with the bait clicker. That's the trick. So that part of the reel's done. Sprayed the backing or the brake plate with ballistol. I like it because it dries, but it doesn't get hard, and it will always be well lubricated. So it has a smell to it. You don't like stinky things, don't bother. Lubricate that gear. I would say it smells like a dog that's stray dog's been out in the rain for a while. Yeah, that's okay. I like dogs. Cats are another story. They're okay. We just don't get along good. And put that in there, and then you have to release this. See, I've got it popped up into the pre-spool position. So you'll want to, if I can get this right. Oh, I was doing that right. Let's see here. Oh, it goes like this. So you release it like it should slide back. Sliding back. Oh, it's a little stuck. That's interesting. Okay, we'll have to work that in good. But you want the spool release push button up or out. Now, brass shim goes in first. Your anti-reverse pawl slides up on here, and it goes in there like this. So like that, that's the upside down look. Go in like this. It's a little bit of a pain to get in here, I'm not gonna lie, on these reels. They don't give you a lot of clearance. You got to get that anti-reverse right over that. It's kind of that spring holds it up, so you got to kind of get a little ugly with it. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to clear that spring with it or not. That makes it worse. This is something I run into occasionally on these older ambassadors. They just don't want to clear that. There we go. Had to get it just right. All right, here we are. I'm going to lubricate the drag. This is a brand new smooth drag. I had the inner washer, don't have the outer washer. Thought I had ordered some. My bad. I ordered those this weekend. That's not the right one. No, yeah, I guess it is. No, yeah, it'll work. Okay. This is a real pain because it. Anyway, make sure you get some grease down in those teeth. But too much grease will slow a reel down, and too much grease will. And there, I put a big glob on as I say that. Too much grease will lock a reel up as it gets older. It dries out. It turns into like a hard wax like stuff. Okay, lubricate the large drag washer. So now I'm not going to use this reel. I don't know what to do with it. There. Then your press plate. Then you got your concave washer. I always put it with the cup up towards the handle, out towards the handle. Then you got three shims. They basically just slide on there, all three of them together. And then your spacer. What that spacer does is keeps everything centered up inside this housing right here. Now, something to look for on these ambassadors is if this handle shaft, where it's pinned into the housing, if it's loose, you're pretty much done. I can fix them, but I've got special tools made to fix them with. So the typical guy is not going to have these tools at their shop. I got a big Dake 1 ton, 2 ton press, 2 ton press over there. I can put them in and press that rivet back in. Now you put your bearing in a retainer. Make a cap. Drop of oil. Shim. Oil. Shim. And then oil. I may use it. Oh, this is missing the O-ring. That's a first. Hang on. We got to fix that. I didn't notice that. Oh, me, I hope I got one. I do. See if I can get it off here without tearing it. order some of those too. I don't have any extras. It's kind of odd. That's a part I don't normally have to replace on these reels. I had a spare cover. So we're going to take that O-ring and put on there. See? Give that some grease. Put your spool tension adjuster knob on there. Okay. The two screws that hold the cover onto the brake plate, give them just a little bit of grease. Put your brake plate on. All right, your brake plate cover or gearbox cover, whatever you want to call it. Go on there like that. I've got some really cool videos coming up on Ambassadors. I've got some upgrades to do. Turning like a C3 into a C6 or something like that. So I've got some of those coming up. Okay. A little grease on your handle shaft. And remember, this is left hand reel, so it's right hand, or it's left threads. Sorry. I'll get that straight in a second. There we go. That one threaded on really nicely. Then your washer, cups to the washer go down towards the drag star and your handle. Then you can put your E-clip back on. Handle has to be on there before we put the E-clip on. The handle won't go on over top of the E-clip. Okay. Put the handle nut on there. Snug it down. And then you've got your painter. You gotta line it up as best you can. Put that retaining screw in. Something tells me I don't have that right. We'll see. Well, I got it. I got it right. Look crooked like that. We'll put some oil in the handle paddles. It's pretty much full of WD-40, but I had some oil in the way. Okay. Wipe it down just a little bit because it's it's oil soaked right now. I'm going to put this thing close to the camera so you can see the difference in this reel from where I started an hour ago to where it is now. Amazing, the difference. Now, your shaft, put some good oil on everything. Oil on that shaft. Hopefully the shaft isn't bent. I didn't really get a chance to check it. I usually chuck it in my drill and spin it. Some more oil right there. Slide your weights in like that. You can lock a one weight or both weights over and cast without the weights. That's a personal preference. A little bit of grease on those threads. Put the shaft into the pinion and then tighten these three thumb screws up. Okay, Let's see what we got here. Now you got on these older reels, you have 2 thumb screws. What that does is it centers the spool. So that one's kind of loose. I don't like that too much because it makes it easy to lose. Loose there. So I think what we'll do is just tighten this one all the way down and do all the spool tension over here. That's about right there. Seat the drag. Oh, that drag's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I like it. It's nice and smooth. All right, let's wipe it down. And we'll give it a spin and see how it does. So this reel here, because it doesn't have a bait clicker, more of a cast retrieve type of reel. You're not going to let a bait soak with it, unfortunately. Boy, that's a smooth little reel. No line on there, so there's no inertia. It's pretty good. That would spend a pretty long time with some 12-pound, 15-pound test on there. Let's get it close to the camera. See the difference in it. So I've been valuing reels. Hopefully my microphone is picking me up here, but I would think this reel is probably worth $40. In the state that I got it in, 30. Now it's cleaned up, 40 to 50. And the reason why I say that is there's some crash on it. It's been used. Perfect though, other than that. This is a 87-0, 87 to 88. So this was a January of 1987 reel. I was finding out for the first time that I was getting ready to be a dad. My son was born 9 months later. Oldest. That's crazy, isn't it? January of 87. There it is, folks. Nice old 6000 in 1C, left hand. My favorites. It'll go into my left hand collection. Not sure if I'm going to use it yet or not. I got to think about that because I really like a bait clip. This is John, Vintage Fisherman. If you enjoyed the video, please like it. And if you want to see some more, please subscribe. I'll catch you on the next video.